Hey, it's me again. Um, I don't know, somehow I just, it's the second day in a row when I'm just recording these things. Um, my energy is different. It's been going from uplifted to something when I was feeling myself really down, and now I'm here, somewhere in the middle, but the the lower energies are still dragging me down, which comes from the waves that I get, the frequencies that I get from other people, interacting with people in the lower energy levels, and I have to somehow go down on their level, and then really fast I need to recuperate and then go higher. Um, it is some sort of a force field that you have to go through, and that is something that usually makes me feel uncomfortable. Because yesterday, for instance, in the evening, it was a horrible day. I had like a super strong anxiety and uncomfortable feeling around my chest area, where the oh, I forgot the name of this chakra, but the yellow one, which is in the middle of your torso, just above the navel. I've been meditating on that for some time, just improving my social dynamics. It actually improved my social dynamics quite well, meditating on different chakras. But sometimes it brings you towards really some sort of happenings and events in your life which you're not prepared for. Just it's like a trip, you know. It is always like unexpected things happen, and they might be drastic. Sometimes they might be uncomfortable, and they set up your life. So I would do it really very cautiously. But when I feel uncomfortable, like really, it's just manifesting some sort of a unpleasant feelings are manifesting in my body, and they're manifesting somewhere around my chest area, like lower, as I said, because it's the social form of my interaction, my confidence levels. Um, I have to work on that as well. So I'm doing it. I'm going out and I'm talking to people, which is a rather important thing for an artist to do, because without people around, you won't be able to reflect, and you won't be able to comprehend the reality as such as it is at the moment. You can get it from books, you can get it from videos, and etc. But the real life is around that. And my videos are becoming more and more raw in that sense. I mean, I would do some post-production, maybe just add some colors and shit, but I don't think that there would be a lot of what's the word, coverage, yeah. But I'm not putting any belief in that I'm doing right now with the videos and things like that. But I'm just gonna record them and just do that. It's some sort of a dump where I just throw everything and just continue to see that, because I used to write down a journal. I would call it the identity, or the visual image of an artist, where I would write down all the negative ideas and thoughts that I had, and that I told about it already. I manifested it into reality, but I would hide the file because it was full of very negative emotions and really scary thoughts that I would manifest and think about. But at the moment, right now, I'm more concentrated on something more useful, like something more creative. I have to go through a lot of uncomfortable situations when I have to talk to people, because I meditate daily. I watch my diet, right? I try to improve my spiritual level, and when I interact with people that don't do that, the levels, they are really dragging me down, and I have to go up all the time inside me spiritually, and this ascendance and going back and forth all the time is really, at this moment of my evolution, it is quite painful process. And but well, I understand the necessity of it. So I'm grateful that I have friends around that could listen to that and support me. My relatives, they support me on that, which is a big important part. So social dynamics are important, and those people who are around you, they need to support you, but you will get the support only if you support them. That's how things work. And that's the only thing that you need to do, is to understand and see people, no matter what they do. You need to see the human, the godly. First the human part, right? The part of the beast, and then you see the godly part. The spark. It is in every human. In some people it's dim, right? It's not that bright, but in some people it's just radiating. So if you want to charge yourself up, go to people that are radiating with this beam of light energy. Well, let's call it light energy, I don't know. Like the bright one, right? The positive and the uplifted people, and go and give that to the people who are on the lower vibrations. But don't force it, I believe, because it just it's not gonna work like that at all. And if you think about that, there is God's plan for everything, then, well, why would you do that then? I mean, you just are, right? You need to be like, live and go with the flow in that sense. And if your flow is all about sharing and being some sort of a transmitter, then it's okay. But, well, understanding your purpose is a totally different thing. And understanding your purpose can be done by well, I would do it by meditating. I would just think about things that make me happy, and I would just go for that, just towards that direction. But I was reading the Tao, the book about your Tao. I forgot the name of it. Yeah, well, it's one of those Asian philosophies back in the day, which just I already knew my path, because I was born in a family of artists, and I have a dynasty of artists. Like, a lot of my relatives are in that field. So I'm a product, which I'm really proud of, and I'm happy, and I'm really grateful that I'm that kind of a person, and also that I didn't waste it. Like, I didn't waste all my parents' goods and just live on the name and do some shit. I'm actually working, and I'm suffering quite a lot, because well, making academic work versus just creating things is a different energy. It's a different way of making, way of living, and making things like that. So, it's a different thing. But then again, it all depends on what you want to do. Like, at the moment, I don't know the outcome. At the moment, I am at the moment. I just do these things, and I just, am in the flow. Which sometimes can be really overwhelming, because everyone wants to know the outcome, right? Everyone wants to know the answer to the question. But how can you know the answer to the question when you don't know the question as such? Like, what would you ask? Like, okay, so what's gonna happen if I do what? Like, draw every day? Well, you will become a good artist, but it depends on what you're drawing. Like, are you drawing like portraits? Then you're gonna be a good portrait artist, right? If you do drawing like landscapes and and you just fill in the gap, whatever you do. But what for, right? Are you gonna bring up the society and open up their cultural views of the world? But why would you want to do that? Because then you have to work with the government, and then you have to go and put it through the norms and ideas that are there. And if you are like some sort of an antagonist, which most of the artists are, I'm not. I support the government. I really love the well, how can I say, like, I support the government? I'm not against it. I mean, like, I understand the role that the country where you live gives you the everything that you can have. Like, the country where I live, I have all the all the things that I need for creating and making my art. Nobody comes to my home and tells me just, you cannot do that. Of course I have to, like my Instagram for instance account, it has like 100 followers or something like that, and it's a private account, but I mean I don't force my art to people. Maybe that's the reason, but inside of my mind and inside of my little realm that I've created, I feel safe, and I don't go against anyone. And when I'm among people, I try to talk to people on the same level, a level down to people, and try to bring up the best in them. I don't know what for. I don't know why I've chosen this kind of strategy, but it seems to work. It seems to be. I'm not a nice guy in that sense. I'm not the. I don't want. I know what it is like to be a nice guy, right? It's this pathology. I'm not a nice guy at all. I'm a good person, like in that sense. Because if I look at a person, I see all the flaws, and I could tap into those flaws and destroy the human just by saying things which are on the surface. But why would I do that? Why do I want to do that? I don't want to. I want to live in a society where I walk out, where I go out in the street and I feel safe, and I have all the supplies and materials to create, and people understand me, and I'm not afraid of myself or showing myself to public, even though I don't do anything that can be making people feel offended, because I don't push any ideas. I'm just discussing them in a monologue, and when I do some dark art, I don't force it into people's view, right? I don't oppose anything towards anything. I'm just showing the side. I'm not putting it on a contrast, or I'm not using any symbols that would be giving the idea that this is some sort of a adversary kind of a way of showing things, right? I'm just expressing my view of the world and my thoughts and philosophy that I have built up by observing the world and being a part of the world. I'm not inviting anyone to anything. I'm just sharing. And if someone gets inspired, I don't know what can be better. I don't know what can be better than inspiring other people to create their own lifestyle and embed it. So I guess that would be that. That would be that. Just to be the person that some people would listen to, and get the positive out of it. And I've been hearing things like that. But the means and the instruments of getting there, one needs to find what is suitable for them. Like, for instance, if you're feeling yourself uncomfortable, you start to understand what type of uncomfortable is it. Is it a physical? Is it a psychological? And from that, you just need to go and find your own path. Just go to a doctor or find it on the internet. Just remedies, different aid kits, whatever. There are millions of things that you can find now. The vast amount of information that is out there in the internet. So what I'm doing here is just showing that it is possible, that you can be in a manic state, and then gradually you just get out from there by doing several things. Like, for instance, I would recommend just as such. I'm not inviting anyone anything, but I'm just recommending, if you're a male person, like a guy, to work out, to read. Definitely read books upon your own subject. It can be fiction, whatever, it doesn't matter. But to live some sort of an extra life, different life somewhere. Why reading? Because it's a different media. not only movies and series and whatever. Reading is important. Go online and just take a list of books that you just make yourself better. Just top 10 books for a man to read. Really regulate your addictions. Regulate them. Better just get rid of them. Smoking, drinking, whatever other things that you might do. Just either regulate them or just quit them for good, because they won't make your life good at all. I've been there. And of course, it's your urges, your desires. Control them as well, because it makes you more content. It makes you more grounded. It makes you more of a man that you should be. And there's nothing more beautiful than a content male that knows what he's doing and understands his grounds. So there are many other things that you can do, but while there is internet, and while there is this internet, the sensation going on, you can do that. So what I would ideally do, I would like to set a new plank for artists, for visual artists, not just those flamboyant people that are just, acting. Well, acting is also a pretty good thing, but I don't like the people that front, that are just, flexing and making themselves look like they're artists without having any craft behind it. Because art is a craft. You just, well, of course I have the entry level of scientific research in art. I'm still masters in art theory and history, and I'm planning to go further in life. But as a person that has the entry level into scientific world, I can assure you that there is no art without craft. So if you don't know how to draw something that is resembling reality, just for fun, even if you cannot redraw something like a printer or a photo camera, right? I'm sorry, but you are not an artist. You are just a creative person that has fun. And in the era, in the life, and the now with all this equalities and whatnot, and all the Me Too's and all that stuff, I respect that, but understand that there are things that are that have been on this planet for really long, and you cannot change them. You cannot change the terms. You cannot be a martial artist without knowing how to fight. You cannot just stand in front of the mirror and swing your hands and legs randomly and call yourself a fighter. You need to know the techniques. You can't play chess without knowing the rules. You just cannot take the whatever you call those figures, I don't know them in English, and just go around the board and then take marbles instead of those some Skittles and put them on top and say that these are now my new figurines, whatever you play chess with, and the same is with art. You cannot just take whatever surface you're drawing on and shit on it and say that you have created something, at least without the history behind it. But understanding and reading the contemporary art history, well, you can understand that the person understands by several questions that you can ask the person. Right now, at the moment, I'm studying it, reading this huge book about what has been influencing what, and what are the connections. And already, just at the beginning of this book, I already realized quite a lot. So I'm looking forward to what's gonna happen when I'm done with that book, and when I see the reality behind what art is. And I want to protect it. I want to protect art. I want to protect art from people that think that they do that. I really love art. I really love this phenomena, and I don't know. I just there is this fanatic note in it, of course, because I don't know everything about it, but well, I'll see how it's gonna go. And if people are watching this, I'm very grateful for that. I will just continue doing that. So, bless you.